So hi, welcome again. We have deployed our contract and verified it on the Ringkibit test network. Now we're going to create some functions to interact with these contract methods from our front end. So let's go and inside the utils folder, we're going to create a file called, let's call it interact.js. Now I'm going to use Alchemy Web3 package, which is a wrapper around the default Web3 clients. Okay, let's install npm install alt alchemy web3. Let's install this. Also, we're gonna import this create alchemy web3 require alt alchemy web3. Yeah. Okay, so also let's go and get this two different packages. We're gonna need this here, and after that maybe we can also get the whitelist. Okay, let's just have it just in case. It's in the scripts folder. We have imported this one and create the web3 clients using create alchemy web3. Okay, it's not hard hat. So this is going to be the process.env dot this alchemy RPC URL. Okay, yeah, this one. So go get this. And after that, we're gonna import the config from the top config file. And let's create the contract. Actually, import it from the artifacts, the contracts, and we have Bored Ape Soul, and inside that Bored Ape JSON. So it's located in Bored Ape Soul and Bored Ape JSON. We're gonna get the ABI from this, okay? So let's create our contracts, NFT contracts. Using the new Web3, it's contracts, and it gets the contract ABI and the contract address, which is coming from the config file. So the ABI is needed and the contract address is needed, okay? This is all we need for creating our NFT contract. And we're gonna use this NFT contract to call the contract methods. So after that, we calculate the Merkle tree like this. Yeah, just in case we need it. This can stay at the top. After doing this, we're gonna create some methods that our front end is gonna use. So our front ends, okay, for our front end, we need to run this first. So let's say npm run dev. Okay, and close this one. Put this here and also put this here. Comment B. Okay, let's see what methods we need. So firstly, let's make this a little bit smaller. Firstly, we're gonna go and get these two numbers. Okay, the very first one is get total minted, like how many minted already, and the max supply. We're gonna go and get these from our contract. So close this one, and you can use the total supply for seeing the this 0, this is the total supply, and this one is the max supply. You can see it's 100 for my case. And we're gonna go and get these two methods. Okay, so let's create two functions to get these two numbers. So export const get total minted, and this is going to be an async function. So for the get total minted, we're going to calculate the total minted from the total supply. So if you see, total supply gives you the number of NFTs minted until now. And after that, we can create the get max supply, and this is going to return the max supply, which is 100 for my case. And we can return these two numbers to our front end. So let's open the mint page and import these two functions. And what are they? Get total minted and get max supply. And get max supply from the utils and interact, not mint. Okay, let's go and get these two functions. And for the minting page, we're gonna create some React states, like total minted and the max supply. Const max supply. We have two states, and we're gonna use a use effect hook to go get these asynchronous functions. So this is going to run only once again, and we will define an async init function, and inside this we will call these interact functions to get the data we need. So let's say set max supply. We're gonna wait for the get max supply, which is this one. This is an async function. We're gonna wait for this and change the state with the new max supply, and we're gonna do the same with the get total minted. So set total minted, wait for the total minted. So after doing this, we're gonna change this numbers with the state. Okay, we're having this from, we have the total minted and max supply. So let's close this one. So you can see we have 0 and 100, which is the correct numbers, okay? So this is how we interact with our contract. These are some asynchronous functions, and we can call them and update our UI using the use effects hook in our front end. So for the next, you can actually go ahead and get the max mint amount from the contract. And since it's private for now, like if it's the pre-sale, we have 3 as the limit, like pre-sale amount limit is 3, but we can't access this because we define this as private. So if we make this public and deploy it again, then we can use this. But I'm not gonna use everything from the contract, okay? You know, you can mint up to 3. So as you know this, you can go ahead and play with this config file and define it here, like max mint. You can say pre-sale max mint amount is 3, and also you can say, yeah, just save this and get this from the dap config, like config dot this pre-sale max mint amount, you know that. So let's make this increment and decrement functional. Okay, let's go and create a state const mint amount, which is by default is 1. And we can go and change this one to mint amount, which is again 1. And we can create the increment mint amount and the decrement mint amount functions. Okay, so on click, this is the increment one. Increment mint amount. And for the second one, we're gonna make this the decrement, right? So let's close this. Go ahead and create on click decrement mint amount function. So let's define this up here. Const decrement mint amount. Okay. So for the decrement mint amount, if the mint amount is greater than 1, then we can decrease it, okay, by 1. And for the increments mint amounts, we're gonna increase it by 1. And for the increment mint amount, we're gonna say if mint amount is smaller than config dot presale max mint amount, which is the max mint amount, then we can increase it by 1. So let's define the const max mint amount here, and if it is the pre-sale, we're gonna define it also, and it will be 3, otherwise we can have the max supply. Okay, max mint amount, max supply. So you can, if it's the pre-sale, the max mint amount will be 3, and if it's the public sale, then you can mint 100 and no one's gonna stop you. So let's go and get this sale state from the contract first. So I'm going to the interact.js file and going to define some more functions. So let's get export const is public sale states, and it's going to call the method public m. Yeah, and let's say this is the public sale. And after this, we can export const is pre-sale state and make the sale bigger, and it's not pre-m but pre-sale m. Okay, and also the paused state. Export constant is paused state, so it can be paused also. So let's do this one. It's the actually paused. This is correct. So we have these 3 different states. So let's go and use them. So this is the is paused state. Let's import this one. And is public sale state and is pre-sale state, right? Okay. And we're gonna go and get this here. So let's say set pause, and we need to create a state first. So let's say paused and is public sale, is public sale, and is pre-sale. Okay, we have this state, So set pause is pause states, is public sale states, and is pre-sale states. Okay, now we're gonna go and get these from here. And we can also keep the max mint amount states in the states. Okay, let's say max mint amounts, and it's 0 for now, so let's make it 3 for now. Okay, it can stay 0, and we can do something like set max mint amount if it's pre-sale state. So I'm gonna say rates. Okay, maybe I can say const is pre-sale and get this and put this here. So we don't call the same function again and again. It is pre-sale. So if it's pre-sale, then we're gonna say it's the config pre-sale max mint amount. Otherwise it will be config max mint amounts. Okay, we can define another max mint amount here. Like let's say max mint amount. You can always get these from the contract, but I will do it like this. Okay, we're setting the max mint amount, and for this part, the max mint amount is clear. We can just use this, and you can see it's getting to the 10 because it's not actually pre-sale. This is hard-coded. The pre-sale is off and the public sale is also off. Okay, let's go and toggle the pre-sale states. So we can say write, and I'm gonna connect to the Web3 here. You can see I'll use the admin accounts, and the pre-sale M is what I'm looking for. Toggle pause, toggle pre-sale. Okay, this one. Yeah, let's refresh this one, connect to Web3 and toggle pre-sale, right? It's going to confirm, and after a while you can read the contracts and see if the pre-sale mint is false or true. Okay, it's confirmed, so this is gonna change to true. Let's refresh. The pre-sale will be true. Yeah, so pre-sale is active now. So if you refresh this, the max mint amount will be 3, obviously. So let's change this to the state also. So let's say max mint amount will be the max mint amount, which is 3. Okay, so you can mint up to 3. We have done this, and we can change this pre-sale hard-coded string to the states. So let's close this. It's written in here. So if is pre-sale, we can say pre-sale, or otherwise it's the public sale. But there is one more thing, because this can be paused also. So if it's paused, then it's paused. Otherwise, if it's pre-sale, then it's pre-sale. Otherwise, it's public sale. Okay, we can change this, and as you can see, it's pre-sale. It just takes a little bit of time to refresh. So this is why I'm saying you don't have to get everything from the contract, because it takes time to reflect. So you can just keep these data in your config file, and just when you know it's the pre-sale, then you're gonna type pre-sale, okay? But for this tutorial, I'm using everything from the contract. So let's update our price. So let's update the total price we have here. Okay, open the interact.js file, and we're gonna have another function which is export const the price, get price or something, get price, which is an asynchronous function, and it's going to call the, not the get price, but the price, and it will return the price. Okay, so go import this here, and we can use this. We can say const price, and we are gonna update this somewhere here. So set price. Oh my god. Set price. Wait, get price. And something happened. Price is not a function because this is freaking private, right? Okay, so the price is private, but we know it's 0.01 Ethereum. So you can make this public and get this just like this, or we can use the dap config.js to define the price, and it's 0.01 Ethereum. Okay, go ahead and get this from, okay, remove this, and we're gonna use the price as not the state. Okay, we don't need the state, but remove this also, like this price also, remove this one. And for the price 0.018, we will say we will say number parse floats and 0.01, which is the config price, the config price multiplied with the mint amount, because this is the total price, right? So you can say it, and you can see it like this, 0.018. Maybe we can put a little bit of space here. Okay, it removes it. And also let's make it to fixed too. Only the 2 characters is going to show. Like fraction digits will be number of digits after the decimal point. So I'm gonna make it 2. So 0.018. And get this inside. Yeah, this looks cool. So when you make this 2, then it's going to be 002 and 003, and that's it. Yeah, the total price changes accordingly. Now I want to fix this status part because it's here. Like there is no error, it's here. There is no success message, it's here. So we're gonna keep the status in states. Okay, let's say we have const status, and it's actually null. Okay, and let's go, and here we have the status. We're gonna say if there is a status, then you're gonna show this. If there is no status, then there is nothing to show. Okay. And there is one more case. If it's a success, then the border will be green, and if it is an error, the border will be pink. So let's do this also. It will be like this. So I will have the border, and after border I will have this status that success thing, which is a boolean. If returns true, if it's a success, it returns false if it's an error. Okay, so if it's a success, then border green 500 is gonna apply, and if it was an error, then this border pink 400 is gonna apply. Yeah, do this. Also refresh. And you can't see any status because it's null for now. So when there is a status, it's gonna appear right here.